The Joe Rogan Experience.
Like, did you see the UFC this weekend?
I didn't, and I won't.
Oh my God, Brian Ortega and Alexander Volkanovski had one of the craziest title fights I've ever seen in my life. It was wild, and I kind of wish I was there. I was out of town for that one. That was my hunting trip, so I had to cancel it. But God damn, it was so good. It was so crazy. Like, that was a fight you couldn't call because Ortega almost won twice with two insane submissions. Once with a he got him on the bottom with a guillotine, or he mounted him rather with a guillotine, and then he got him on the bottom with a triangle. It was insane. And Ortega is known for his submissions. His submissions are some of the best.
He's got
in MMA.
He's a
period.
Torrance jiu-jitsu guy, right?
He's from the original Gracie Academy in Torrance.
That's where I trained.
Yeah,
keep going.
Horian ran the school, and his sons.
Henner.
Yeah, Henner and Huron. And it's just, and Brian Ortega came from there. It's like lineage. It's lineage, it's like some of the purest jiu-jitsu that you're going to get. And when you say fundamentals, like Brian Ortega has perfect fundamentals. Kron Gracie, perfect fundamentals. They do everything to like this razor sharp. When he dove on that guillotine choke, I was like, that is like, I wish people could see how beautiful that is the way I see it.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard that is to do. The way he slipped it in and got mount on a world champion.
Yeah.
Full guillotine mount on a world champion. And the guy got out. I mean, he's gurgling. It's as deep as it gets. And when you realize how good Brian Ortega is and what he's in right now, he's in a mount, but he's also got his legs crossed underneath, which is like the most ruthless mount. Because a regular mount, you're on top of a guy and the guy can kind of buck. But Ortega's got his legs crossed. So that kind of guillotine with a guy like that is death. It's death. And that crazy motherfucker from Australia got out, where 99.99% of the people who have ever lived would have tapped out.
Yeah.
That fucking savage. It's like, not today, bitch. I'd rather die.
I did a deep dig on Brian Ortega. He was on Schaub's Calabasas companion.
Yes.
And probably one of the most interesting human beings I've ever heard talk. He's a actor. And he just doesn't come at it as an actor, which is how I come at it as, like, just a regular person.
He's an actor? He was acting before he did fighting?
Please correct
No, we don't
me.
have to pull it up.
No. Please
true?
let me know. So let me know. Hold on. Brian Ortega was in a movie with Shia LaBeouf.
They were both in the movie, but that was like the first, or maybe he's done very few things.
Was that when he was already fighting? When was that movie?
Very recently with
yeah.
and Schaub. They were like, Schaub was an extra, but Brian's in it.
But they
too.
probably
Not
brought
extra, I'm sorry,
Brian
but
in because he's already fought for the title before. He fought Max Holloway.
Yeah.
He knocked out Frankie Edgar. I mean, Brian Ortega has been a bad motherfucker for years.
I heard you. I got into a deep dive about him, and I do a thing called Open Tabs where I keep all the tabs open in my Safari browser, and then I do a podcast about telling you about all the shit I learned over the weekend. And I had a big Brian Ortega one, but I took it out because sometimes with cage fighters, they don't. Maybe what I say isn't what they hear, and I don't want to piss any of them off.
I know what you're saying. Like, some dudes are super sensitive.
Well, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive as fuck. And Brian Ortega was in this movie with Shia LaBeouf, and he told this crazy story about Shia trying to fight him, and I was like,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
And I was like,
is that real? Is that real?
Yeah.
I heard the story, so I mean,
that is hilarious.
But Brian Ortega, the way he was telling the story was like, it was good, like it was legit good storytelling. Like he can do jiu-jitsu. I can tell a motherfucker's story,
right?
And the way he was telling the story
was like the way you would do jiu-jitsu.
No, not at all. Actually, if I knew jiu-jitsu, yes, he was telling it good. Watch the entire episode for free, only on Spotify.